The world of television has seen many icons. There's been writers, broadcasters, interviewers, reporters, comedians and producers, but very rarely did one man appear as all of these things. He was the modern day journalist, expected to be a jack of all trades, except he was in an era where television was a new platform and many could just about master the one skill. This is a brief history on the life of the renowned David Frost.
Good evening, good evening.
David Frost came from a humble background. He was born in Kent to a Methodist minister, and unlike many in the industry today, he started from the bottom and worked his way up. After graduating from Cambridge with a degree in English, he became a trainee at the now defunct production company, Associated Rediffusion London. Here is how Michael Caine described first meeting trainee Frost.
I said, "What's your name?" And he said, "David Frost." And we got in the car and drove away. And Terry Stamp and I both turned to each other at the same time and said, "I think we're going to hear of that guy again." But as a sort of joke, because his personality was extraordinary.
He was signed by an agent and began performing comedy sets at clubs, and he did some reporting.
I see from this that the 8:30 from Liverpool Street arrives at 11:11, but it doesn't. It's running later, and there's not even a special announcement to tell the public about it. What do they think?
But he was fired from the role because they thought he wasn't cut out for television. It was then that he landed his big break, at the age of 23. He became the host of the 60s hit satirical political show That Was the Week That Was. From there he was catapulted to fame. The show ran for 18 months and was copied around the world, with David Frost hosting the US version on NBC in 1963 to 1965.
His career became a battlefield between the BBC and ITV, with both broadcasters wanting him. The BBC ran the Frost Report, which revolved around poking fun at the British class system with John Cleese and the Two Ronnies, while ITV ran the heavier interview-based show, The Frost Programme.
Frost felt a great sense of moral responsibility in the work that he did, and we saw in an interview he conducted what would be remembered as the first trial by television, with the insurance fraudster Emil Savundra.
I'm not going to cross swords with the peasants. I came here to cross swords with England's greatest swordsman.
I'm afraid nobody is a peasant. I'm afraid they're the people who gave you your money.
Ah, this is fine.
He was the only interviewer who had interviewed 8 serving British Prime Ministers and 7 US Presidents. One of the presidents was Richard Nixon. In a series of 4 one-hour-long programs titled The Nixon Interviews, Frost drew out a confession about Nixon's involvement in the Watergate scandal. He did what no other interviewer had been able to do. He humanized Nixon.
I let the American people down. And I have to carry that burden with me for the rest of my life.
He privately raised $2 million to fund the programs, mostly from his own pocket, which included selling shares in LWD, which would months later have been worth $30 million.
Frost was awarded an OBE by Her Majesty in 1970 and was given the Lifetime Achievement Award at the Emmy Awards in 2009. He died in autumn 2013 on board the Queen Elizabeth, where he was due to give a speech. He was honoured by celebrities, politicians and royalty last month at a memorial service held in Westminster Abbey. He will be remembered for his unique interviewing style and his commitment to the industry.